There you go. Hit it, Jack. Oh.
Do the John Wall now.
Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Drew Franklin here with Jack Pilgrim, Tyler Thompson. Another KSR happy hour, a Thursday tradition here at 4 o'clock on KSR's YouTube channel. And as always, we are brought to you by our close friends at Country Boy Brewing. Check them out. They're found in the heart of Kentucky by true blue Wildcat fans. They have their original brewery and tap room just down the street from KSBoard. That's old copy, RIP KSBoard, but it's on Chair Avenue off Broadway. Also got the location in PK. Yeah, held that L there. I got the location at the PKL, can't talk, the pickleball place out my way, and the big one out in Georgetown. And I saw they just announced one coming to Sadieville. Shout out Sadieville. What a big get for them. But we love Country Boy. Anyone partaking today before we carry on? I see a lot of empty hands.
I'm detoxing post-vacation, so have one for me.
Halfway home. You're still detoxing?
Yeah, it's been rough.
That's no fun.
Me too. I'm on the coffee this train. I considered blue razzing again, but yeah.
I'm technically Crush zeroing it today, but they're not a sponsor, so Kick Rock's Crush.
I'm like Jack. I gotta shed this vacation weight, then I'll get back heavily into the Country Boys.
In fact, Crush, you're getting covered up.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, my vacation starts
at
quitting time tomorrow, so I will drink for both of you in anticipation.
Please do. I stepped on the scale just before joining you all on this live stream. I had a number in mind, and I was way over that. So as much as I love Country Boy, not always the best for the beer gut I got going on now, so I'm going to stick with the coffee today. But I do love a good Country Boy, and I'm jealous that Tyler is partaking. Also, let's not forget our friends at Parlor Pizza, longtime sponsors of KSR, the Rapid Reactions, and now the Happy Hour. And in breaking news that doesn't pertain to many people but me, just this couple days ago, I was out in Hamburg driving around, and I saw where they're building the new Parlor. It's beautiful. Still got a little ways to go, but I'm going to have one dangerously close to me, and I'm looking forward to. Got a nice little patio with garage doors. I've already figured out where I'm going to put the stroller when I get over there. But we love Parlor Pizza. Love how they sponsor us at KSR, and I can't wait to have one in the Hamburg location. There's one in Richmond now, right? Is that one open?
Confirmed? That one is open, yes.
Well, one of the best pizza places there is. Also a great place to watch UK game. Jack's done shows there. I mentioned before I watched the Kentucky-Arkansas game in their UK room last year at the Harrodsburg location. But Parlor is awesome. Pizza's good, but also it's a great location. Lots of beers, good place to hang out. Check them out. Parlor Pizza. Hello, everyone.
It's been a while since I've Cathausen shirt.
Yeah. Can we please talk about this? Yeah. Well, here's the deal. Jay Batt said everybody do one more thing. He said polish your bumper sticker. I don't have a bumper sticker, so I was like, well, what can I do for UK athletics? Is it Danhausen? Is that his name?
Yes.
Okay. I still don't really know anything about him, but I know UK partnered with him in the WWE, so I thought, you know what? Jay Batt told me to go one step farther. I got my Cathausen t-shirt.
So a month ago, we didn't know who that was. I certainly didn't know who that was. I don't watch wrestling. I don't do any of that. But then as the Knicks kept winning, it became a thing. And I did a whole post about it. So I feel like I'm a bit of a Danhausen expert as much as I will ever be. Do you know that in his little shtick, he does the Pee Wee Herman dance? It's awesome. It's awesome.
The only thing I know about him is
weird
this.
Voice. Yeah.
And the Knicks.
He's become a thing, but Kentucky basketball's doing well since they started selling those shirts.
Dark Pope. I mean, that was a direct correlation. So we are fans here.
I will say I put this on this morning. I was walking out the door. My wife was like, what in the hell are you wearing? You were 41 years old. And I thought, you know what? It's just for the show. It'll be good. Mario will take a picture. It'll be all good for the Danhausen, Cathausen, UK Athletics connection. And then I had this hour and a half gap where I was downtown, and I went and met someone for lunch. Not a nice place, but certainly a place where 41-year-old man shouldn't be wearing a wrestling shirt. So I might be one and done on the Cathausen, but Jay Batt, I went one step forward to help out UK Athletics.
Nicely done.
And it's also, we're not sponsored by Fanatics, right?
Nah.
This is a Fanatics product. This is honestly one of the worst t-shirts I've ever owned. It was like 40 cents.
So the rumors are true.
Listen, Fanatics has been downhill for a while. I bought a Braves t-shirt a couple of years ago. I could wear it once. Now it's this big. Fanatics, figure it out. You own everything now. We have to go through you to get any kind of merchandise. Quality's way down. I would wear this more often if it had some good quality. But I feel like I think Richmond even said in the comments, it's going to fall apart and fall off of me before the show ends. But I'm doing my part. Anyway, it's what matters. Kentucky basketball interviews. Jack, you were in Lexington today, correct?
Correct, yes.
Had a little Zoom Diallo, Braden Hawthorne, and Justin McBride. I was trying to catch up because I haven't been home long, and I saw the Justin McBride interview was 30 minutes long. I got about 10 minutes. I got about 10 minutes into it, but let me know how today went. How'd it go?
So Zach Gagan was in charge of Justin McBride, was there all 30 minutes. I don't know how you talk to Justin McBride for 30 minutes and what, I could get a good 15 of just rapid fire questions, but I feel like 30 is a little bit of overkill. But guess what? You get the extra content on the KSR YouTube channel because that's what we do around here. But I split up Zoom Diallo, Braden Hawthorne. Zoom Diallo, goodness gracious, like a flawless interview. Like every word that came out of his mouth was polished and calculated, and like he couldn't have answered questions any better. So a big Zoom Diallo fan. He sold me on him immediately. I asked about the clap back to Fran Fraschilla here that we saw this week, and I asked, because when he signed with Kentucky, when Kentucky was pursuing him, everybody focused on the numbers and the production, all that. But he did kind of have a reputation for, hey, the production is good, but why did Washington stink? What's the correlation here with you doing well, but the team stinking up the joint? And that was kind of what Fran Fraschilla was going after. So I said, like, what kind of chip on your shoulder do you have, knowing that that's your reputation going to a place like Kentucky where there is no choice but to win games while also producing? And he said that's one of the main reasons why I came to Kentucky, is to prove that I can be the winner. Like, I know I can produce at the high level. I did it in the Big Ten, and like I've proved myself in that regard, but now it's time to actually turn it into something of substance. And I was like, that's a really freaking awesome quote, Zoom. Like, that's exactly how you need to do it. He talked about, his early conversations with Mark Pope, that they have the Washington connection, that Pope was telling him, hey, is that old dorm at UW still there? Is that, did they tear this building down? They're like reminiscing about all the facilities over in Washington, and just really, really insightful stuff there from Zoom. Braden Hawthorne. It was an interview with Braden Hawthorne. Not a whole lot there, unfortunately. He talked about his kind of potential and ripping the red shirt off and now being able to prove himself, like the mystique and the Tayshaun Prince 2.0 stuff. All of that is gone now. Now we have to focus on hey, who are you as a basketball player? So we got to dig a little bit deeper on that, but still working on some of the media training. But from what I understand, Justin McBride was absolutely awesome and gave some funny, he's a funny, entertaining guy. So it was definitely a 1A, 1B MVP win for Zoom Diallo and Justin McBride. And we got some work to do with Braden.
I love the thought of Mark Pope asking him about Washington when Mark Pope was there 33 years ago. Right. Was he like, is that VCR still there on that one TV at the dorm?
I imagine it looks very, very different on Washington's campus. Maybe not. You never know. I mean, not every campus has probably gone through the glow up that UK's has. I mean, good gracious.
He also said that Mark Pope called him at 12 o'clock midnight the minute the portal opened. That was Mark Pope's very first phone call. Okay. So that was kind of interesting with the whole Rob Wright kind of conversation, that as soon as Zoom Diallo was available, that was the first phone call that he made. He said, hey, that meant a lot to me. I got the first visit. I got the first phone call, definitely pivoted and made a stronger push. That timeline, we know how the Rob Wright thing unfolded, but the first visitor, first phone call was Zoom Diallo, and he said, hey, that meant a lot to me. That was a big reason why I ended up signing with the University of Kentucky.
So you're telling me the Banner Boys should have had a Zoom banner, not Rob Wright.
Should have.
We were thrown off.
Should have.
Did he give you all any dream school quotes? So I watched his video with BBN tonight, and it's when Malachi, Trent, and I forget, Cam Williams were interviewing him, and he said, we hear Kentucky was my dream school a lot, but it seemed like that was actually legit for him, that he had Kentucky on a vision board or something. Did he get asked about that?
He said he had a vision board with like 30 schools on it, and all but 2 were crossed out. And Kentucky was one. He didn't say who the other school was, so I'm like wondering if it's like a Duke or something. But we don't have to talk about that. But he said Kentucky was one of the last 2 standing out of like 30 schools that I had on my vision board. And he was like, it is very cool to kind of leave that space open now and know like, hey, I'm here. And he gave a lot of those quotes of like, hey, you have said in the past, I think it was Cole Park, I believe, of Cat's Paws, asked him a question about, I watched an old interview of you where you talked about like, I have all the high major interest in offers, but I'm waiting for a blue blood. Why doesn't a blue blood want me? What's it like to be sitting in this chair with the UK logo behind you and Kentucky across your chest? And he was like, wow, I never really thought of it that way, that this, here we are all these years later. I finally get my own opportunity to prove myself. And then he went back into the winning conversation that I want to prove myself as a winner and prove that I can be, part of Point Guard U and be one of the success stories of Point Guard U, go to the draft, be a top draft pick, but also most importantly, win some games here. So it was awesome. He was great.
So it's a great interview, but being point guard, you have to communicate well, with the team, be a leader. We feel like he's got that too. Anybody can turn it on for media, but you also have to do it behind the scenes and on the court as well.
That's the word that he's definitely doing. He also, speaking of that, just a side note, he talked about his relationship with Frank Kepnong. And apparently Frank growls at people. Growling is a thing for him.
Hell yeah.
Apparently, like, he gets on his hands and knees and like will come at you like a bear, like a grizzly bear, and like will growl at you. Apparently that's a Frank thing. He brought that up twice in that interview today, that Frank is a growler. So if we're talking about vocal presence and leadership and all of those things, apparently Frank is he's got it. So yes, Zoom, all the behind the scenes stuff with Zoom is nothing but positive up to this point. Leader, yada yada yada. But apparently Frank's the guy we need to be talking about.
His myth and legend just seems to continue to grow. It's like he wants to get into, what was it, military science or something. Like he has like some weird, crazy ambitions. He's a smart kid. But yeah, the fact that he growls, like in my mind, I immediately thought of the Georgia fans that you and Matt talk about on the show sometimes that barked at you all. I've been to Georgia football games. I've never seen that, but I don't think you all, how could you lie about that?
Oh no, they got on all fours. Yeah.
So does Frank, apparently, all 7 foot, 275 pounds of him. I mean, what a freak, man. That's and I just looked it up. He has a master's degree in information systems, specializing in artificial intelligence and cybersecurity.
We got to get him on here to talk about aliens. Drew, I feel like this is this is it. You're going to go to media day and you're just going to talk to him about aliens. That's it. I
mean, we're the same age. We both have the white beard hair. I feel like we'll get along great. We need to use this growling to Kentucky's favor. One of the weaknesses of the Mark Pope era, I think we've lacked a little bit of that intimidation factor. I don't like the word soft because that comes with a little more of a negative connotation than it should. But if Frank's out there growling at people, I mean, that could be a huge advantage. Maybe we throw some Alka-Seltzer in his mouth, get a little foam going. We really need to lean into this. I noticed in the McBride interview early on, he completely threw Julius Randle under the bus and said he went to this super rich high school back in Texas where they're from. Kind of felt unnecessary bragging about how Randall went to the rich kids school and he didn't, but that caught my eye early. But Pope made the Randall comparison in that shot clock video, and it was interesting to hear McBride talk about how he actually knows him, come from the same area, even though there's quite the age gap. I know he's probably not going to be Julius Randle, but do we think there's any little bit of maybe Pope had a reason to say that at all? So it'd be a lot to ask anyone to be the double-double machine that Randall was, but he did say there's shades of it there.
So I have heard that there has never been a shot that one Justin McBride did not love and believe that sucker was going in the hole. Like he likes a jump shot. He likes getting and there were those tendencies with Julius Randle at times where it was like, hey, tunnel vision, buddy, it's between me and the basket. One way or another, a shot's getting put up. So I think that is the comparison. Very offensively gifted, gets downhill. They were talking about like he, put back dunks and just he's a freak of nature around the rim. Just always finds the ball somehow, some way, either rebound, put back, finishing. So that there is the kind of bull in the china shop kind of comparison with Julius Randle. But Julius Randle's made like $200 million in the NBA. So we got some work to do if we got to.
Does his mother like red velvet cake?
Oh, that's right.
Probably. I mean,
who doesn't like red velvet cake?
I bet Justin McBride likes red velvet cake because conditioning has been one of the bigger storylines with our boy Justin. So I feel like we at least had to cut it out to, I think he said he's down 20 pounds or something, 15, 20 pounds. So I feel like not currently, but maybe in recent months, he was a red velvet cake guy.
I get it. Going through it too. Off season, you got to put on a little summer weight. You'll shed it in the now that they're on campus. John Wall's famous for doing that. John Wall would blow up in the summer when he was in the pros, and in like 1 week he'd be back to having an 8-pack and being John Wall. You got to enjoy yourself from time to time. So you said Hawthorne. We didn't get a lot out of that. Not a lot of meat on that bone today in that conversation.
Unfortunately, not. Man, we just got it. So I the Tayshaun stuff is just obvious, and I asked, like, is there you were the mysterious, like, the potential guy, the red shirt, like, oh, how good could he be? Is he the secret to Kentucky's, we're struggling right now? Could he be the guy to unlock some of our biggest weaknesses right now or whatever? And I said, now that that's kind of behind you, is there pressure on you to kind of now perform? Like, there's no mystery about who you are. You got to put up or shut up time. He was just like, no, I'm just ready to, prove myself. And I know what I can be. There's just a lot of confidence and a lot of, who do you model your game after? Do like a KD? Like, what's no? I'm kind of a one-on-one. One of one. I'm a very unique player. Well, what do you think about the Tayshaun comparisons? No, well, I like them. I think they're pretty cool. But I'm my own player. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but
we don't know what that own player is. Yeah, we
just play along with us. So we're still working, but he's a sweetheart. He was at the NBA draft and got to support some of his guys, and so we got to talk a little bit about the draft and just his journey, the red shirt, what he learned, how hard it was. He was like the Caleb Wilson scout last year, and all of the unique, like, weird players that Kentucky would have to go up against. He was always the guy that, like, hey, go pretend that you're Caleb Wilson, go pretend you're Milan Momcilovic. So I got to ask, like, what's it like now to what was your favorite scout that you got to do, and what's it like to hopefully other teams are scouting for you. So some things like that, but definitely not the best interview that we've ever done with KSR content.
Did McBride say anything about getting his rematch, or not a rematch, but reunion with James Madison? Of all the games on the schedule, that's the only one that kind of came with a storyline.
I don't know, actually. That's a Zach question because he hung around all 30 minutes. But while you guys
it's exciting for him, whether he said it or not.
The transcript, yeah.
Yeah, whether he said it or not, that's exciting for him in the Preston-Spradlin matchup. Also with the schedule, Jack, when you weren't doing the interviews today, you made a post on KSR. Check it out, of the schedule release they did today, or the opponent release. We already knew it, but Tyler, they took a new angle there and went with the Microsoft Paint. Reveal is now kind of copying off the NFL model, where turning your schedule release becomes a big social media campaign. Thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. Like, it's good to see them getting creative and thinking outside the box. And I do have to laugh that this NFL schedule reveal videos have become so big that even college basketball teams are making them when we don't even have the actual schedule. It's just the opponents that we already knew with the home and away designations. But I thought it was really good. It was cute. They had the little Wildcat, sawing off part of the T from Tennessee to make it an L. And they're all, all some sorts of fun little scenarios. I wish they'd gone a little harder with the Arkansas one. It was just the Wildcat chasing, a Razorback, but I get it. They played within the lines, which they showed their school account. But I think it was fun. Either of you, Drew, you have to be old enough to have actually played with Microsoft Paint. Oh. That was the thought that came to my mind. I was like, does anybody under the age of 35 even have experience with Microsoft Paint? Because I was obsessed with Microsoft Paint.
Listen, I had my own website. I was generally pretty good at it. I would make South Park characters of, like, non-South Park characters. Like, I would do my friends or, like, some celebrities, and I would make it all on Microsoft Paint. And I'm not just, patting myself on the back here. To be Microsoft Paint, I was pretty good at it, and I would stay up all hours of the night making these South Park characters. With just, you don't have many tools there to work with. but I got pretty good at it. In fact, maybe I'm sure there's access to paint these days. Clearly UK has it. Maybe I'll try to make the KSR crew, see if like 25 years later, I still remember how to do it. But yeah, I had a Microsoft Paint based blog in like middle school. So yes, I know all about it. That's why I was pretty impressed by UK bringing it back today. I know there's like an NBA account that's been doing it, and UK is not the first, but I thought it was very cool. I like the Alabama one. We're kind of biting into the elephant.
Gnawing right into the elephant's ass. It was hilarious. I love it.
What was your number one, Jet? Was it Texas A&M with the gas?
I loved the creativity of, some of them I felt were a little,
safe.
We could have been a little bit more creative here. But I love the Texas A&M one. It was an ATM that they unplugged and said out of order, kind of an NIL joke, I think was a, double entendre there. But I liked the Oklahoma one was a top favorite of mine as well. I'm
That's the one with the dad joke.
I love the dad jokes.
I
owe you an L. Oh, that's some good stuff.
That's good.
That's some good stuff. South Carolina just serving up the dead gamecock, the cooked gamecock on a little platter. I like that one quite a bit. The chainsaw with Tennessee was very, very good. I like the Allen Iverson crossover on Auburn. I do like just the, got the straight splits and, making them touch the earth. Big fan of that. And then we kind of hit a pretty real drop off after that point. I thought some of them were pretty weak. Arkansas, very weak. Missouri, not a whole lot there. Vanderbilt, dunking on the Commodore, but and then like Mississippi State just walking the dog.
Yeah.
But
see, Drew, I think we need your version of these, like with
maybe I'll redo
KSR spin. Yeah,
I'll try. Really, Arkansas should have been walking the dog.
That would have been the stroller.
Yeah,
the stroller.
That was pretty cool. One more thing, not on our topics, and Steven might not be able to pull it up quickly, but while I was on vacation, the social media team put out that I don't even know how to describe it. It was like the players were moving. It was a white backdrop, and then a goal pops up out of nowhere. I know I sound like the oldest person in history, but another kudos to the video team and the social media team over there at UK. That thing was awesome. I don't even know how they did it. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, I'm doing a terrible job of describing it, but they've really stepped up their game over there. I thought that was pretty neat, and how they showed us some of the highlights. For hopefully everyone saw that.
The highlights themselves were impressive, but the editing was even
there.
More
it is.
impressive.
That was awesome.
That is stunning.
And look at that beard. Pope's beard is
beard's
looking
amazing.
good.
Do we know if he's going to keep it? You've got the scoop, Pilgrim. Is he keeping it, or is this just a summer thing?
So we just talked to, was it Reese Potter, I believe? Reese. So we're talking about good interviews, bad interviews, media trainer, whatever. We love talking to Reese Potter because that boy is unfiltered as all get out, and he will tell you like the good, bad, the ugly of what's actually going. He's media trained, but he's also just super unfiltered. So if you listen really closely with him, he'll give you some good stuff and kind of stuff he probably shouldn't be saying out loud. And he said, well, it's a wife decision, and I don't think that he's going to do it for the games. So I think that's the closest we'll get to the real story of this is a summer dark Pope era kind of deal. But then once we got to put the suit back on and walk into Rupp Arena, get the sacred piece of cloth. Once we start getting back into the groove, I think we're gonna go clean shaven and bald boy.
So you're telling me I should be terrified for the first game in which he comes out and the beard is not there?
Probably.
So we need to be safe and shave it for like Big Blue Madness or the Blue White games, so that at least in those scenarios, one team of Kentucky's will win. Like there won't be any losers. Just
I like. And then speaking of Big Blue Madness, Reese, we talked about a big Santa beard. That's a possibility that maybe Pope just keeps growing it out. Big fat white Santa beard, and then like coming down a chimney, like make it a Christmas and October kind of theme, and then go after that exhibition season, just go totally clean and start the season fresh. So
see, I love the beard, but if he's not taking it in the year, I'd rather him just shave it now. Don't tease us all summer and then it disappear when we need it the most. But I think it has powers. I think he needs to stick with it. Come on, Leanne, let him keep it. Looks good on it. Tyler, how about Jaden Quains and Otega Owe? Could they have gone to two better teams, better situations? Both of those guys landed in great spots, and for Quaintance, he fell a little bit from where he was projected mid-season, but as the mocks came out there at the end, 20 was a lot higher than a lot of people have him slotted. We'll start with him. What did you think of Quaintance becoming a Spur?
I thought it was awesome. We were worried about his stock falling. There was even a moment on Tuesday where it felt like he might even go to the second round, which just seemed crazy. I feel like Kentucky fans have a weird relationship connection with JQ because he only played in 4 games, but he's such a good kid. Like, he's so nice and so sweet and so endearing. And I was reminded of that and all the stuff that came out after the interviews he did and stuff. And he was talking about chess. ESPN played the clip about how he loves to play chess. So maybe he'll play chess with Wemby. I think everything I've read about it makes a great point in that San Antonio had the luxury to take a swing on him. They are kind of one of the few teams that, sure, he may have to sit out this season to rehab his knee if he gets another procedure in that. But the upside is so great that they have the luxury of taking that chance. So really, really happy for him. Seems like he ended up in a great spot. And Oweh too. I mean, you've got San Antonio and OKC. And confession, I watched a little bit of the coverage, but I would flip to something else. And both Tuesday night and Wednesday night, 20 seconds after I flipped back, both Jaden and Ortega got picked. So it was awesome. It was like the timing was perfect. I didn't have to sit through too much of the ESPN panel crew, which still is just terrible.
Painful.
And watch
so
the awkward interviews on the tiny ABC couch, which you're going to have 6.5, 7 foot people on these couches, and still you get one that's like a foot off of the ground and teeny tiny. So super happy for them, though. I love the videos of Oweh reacting. And did you all see? It looked like Anthony Almanor was there, and I think Brandon Garrison too.
Well, that looked like Brandon Garrison, and I went to Brandon Garrison's Instagram, and he posted a video from like an apartment that wasn't that.
Oh,
but
okay.
There was someone. Like yeah, I was certain it was him, and I was like, pretty sure, but Garrison had a different. He took video of a TV that wasn't there, but it looked just like him.
Almanor was there because Almanor was sharing stuff on his Instagram feed from that party. So I thought that was really cool that he invited him. Like, it's cool to see they're still buds. So.
Huh.
It's not just the chess club with Wemby and Quaintance. The Spurs actually have a book club with Harrison Barnes and Wemby and maybe a couple others. So, I mean, it's not just a basketball fit. What a great place for Quaintance, who's got a little bit of that nerd to him. And
he'll bring the Spurs, anime, manga, or whatever it is. And
and OG's tip in with the Knicks that had to have been living in their brain when they went out and got some rim protection there because they needed it. They needed it bad.
But Spurs fans saw I know nothing about anime. I don't know like the difference in the manga books and all that like means nothing to me. But apparently the book that he was reading in the NCAA tournament or SEC, whenever it was, the Berserk was that whatever. There were fans that noticed that and had read the book and they were like, that is like psychopath stuff. Like there's some real stuff to be reading that in the middle of a college basketball locker room. They're like, that dude might have some screws loose upstairs, and we kind of love him now a little bit more. So I need to look for like further into what Berserk is, but apparently there's some it's some wild stuff that he was reading in the middle of college March Madness coverage or whatever. So I'm very, very excited for him. I'm glad that there was a little bit of vindication of the news that it sucks. He has to get the follow-up surgery. It's the worst. I hate it for him. But like just a little bit to quiet down he was just stealing money from the school. He didn't care. Like the dude was actually hurt, and now like he's going to have another follow-up knee surgery to prove that. And I'm glad the Spurs kind of have a plan for him that are just like, hey, you can redshirt year one. We don't need you. Like obviously we're doing just fine without you, but when you get healthy and we get to put you next to that absolute freak of nature alien that is Victor Wembanyama, like that is terrifying, the idea of those. There was somebody that had a picture of Wemby and JQ together, and JQ had his hair down, and they said it's alien and predator. I kind of like that one, although no adults want to be their nickname to be Predator, obviously, but for the bit, I think.
What about their hockey team?
That's true. That is true.
Also, just the fact that they went to the Western Conference Finals, the two teams, and both teams now have 3 Wildcats. I think that's pretty neat too. Maybe we think Keldon Johnson will take Quaintance out ranching, get a little cowboy hat on him. We know Keldon has really embraced the Texas lifestyle. Also, did y'all know Keldon Johnson's the oldest person on that team? Just
what?
No, I did not know that.
Well, that makes me feel like the oldest person on this planet.
Excuse me, not the oldest person, the longest tenured Spur. They're also new. They're complete rebuild. Yeah, I framed that wrong.
Barnes is on that
I framed
team.
that wrong.
Yeah.
But you think Keldon hadn't been in the league that long? Maybe he has. Time flies by these days. But Keldon is the longest tenured Spur and just won the six man of the year award and has that Texas personality. So hopefully he'll take Quayton's under his wing. That was really cool for both of them. I missed Owe. I had to do that thing, Jack. You might know how this goes, where babies won't quit crying. I just had to put her in the car and drive around. I think I just burned a tank of gas. Like, please just go to sleep. And when I got back, they were on probably creeping up on pick 50, and I assumed Owe hadn't been picked yet, and then realized he had. So I actually missed the big moment last night, but was thrilled that he went so early. And if you think about Pope's numerology, that's the number 41st pick back-to-back years.
41, cool. Man.
Did you get to see Ugo go? If you were tuning in around 50.
Awesome.
Yeah, I didn't see it live, but I was so happy for him.
He was stunned. Another all-time interview, media trained. Like that's another. He's on the Reese Potter level where when you were talking to Ugo, he was definitely going to say some wild stuff. Like no matter what it was, he was gonna be clippable. So and here we are, draft night. He's clippable once again. His reaction was just all-timer.
And it wasn't fake at all. Like you could tell he genuine, like he didn't even know if he should get out of his chair. And then once he did, his mouth was just wide open. I love the part where he said he was supposed to FaceTime his mom when he got picked, but he was so surprised that he forgot to. And so on the ESPN interview, he's like, I forgot to call my mom. I really didn't think this was going to happen. So I'm sure that was a fun phone call.
He looked like, is there another Ugo on Yinso here? Am I this one?
Why did some second round players show up and some didn't? Like what was the invite process for the second round?
I was wondering that when I wrote
why was Ugo there,
because he had a table. I mean, it's not like he was sitting in the stands. I think they just kind of generally invite people if they want to go, players if they have a shot of getting drafted. I don't know if there's a second wave of green room invitations for round 2, but if there is, then why was he so surprised that he was picked? I don't know. There was a lot of weird stuff going on there. Did he just walk in and show his ID and he's like, I'm Ugana Onion, so I'm going to sit at this table.
Draftable player.
Yeah.
Here are my credentials.
Here's a mock draft showing me, getting taken 53rd.
It's just his ESPN stats.
Yeah. So
I think they started that last year where they invite the top available after day one, and a lot of them I assume don't go because they're having house parties like Owe or whatever. But I think that's a new thing they're doing just to get more people in the building. It probably got embarrassing for so many years when there'd be a dude who has a ticket up in the 30th row. You have to climb over people to come down. So they thought, you know what, if they're going to be here anyway, let's at least give them a designated area just in case they get called.
Didn't Jefferson do that on night one? He wasn't invited to the green room, but he got picked, and so he was in the stands, and so he just walked down.
I would do that.
Didn't Chris Livingston do that?
It sounds familiar. I was going to say somebody in the
Grandpa. What was his name? Grandpa Joe. Was it?
I love Grandpa Joe. That was our guy.
I think Grandpa Joe was up and wearing a white suit or something absolutely insane, and I think he was dapping up, giving a big hug, and Rich Paul was up in the rafters with him. I'm pretty sure that was a thing.
I mean, I would really want the photo on the stage shaking the commissioner's hand. So I'd probably do it. You're not going to invite me? I'll buy a ticket and sit with the people. And if you call me, I'm getting my ass up there and you're shaking my hand and I'm doing everything else everybody else gets to do. So that's cool on him. Really, Ugo can thank the ACC tournament for that pick, I think. Remember, he absolutely blew up. It wasn't just the Duke game. I think he had 9 blocks in back-to-back games, but the one against Duke obviously standing out against Boozer and, the Duke machine. So that certainly helped him. And then Bryce Hopkins, I'll admit, we played against him this year, Kentucky St. John's. I completely forgot he was even a prospect.
He's been in college so long. I feel like he's just kind of become an afterthought, but good for him. He still got drafted there for a while in his first year. Certainly at Kentucky, it didn't seem like that was going to happen. So, but I mean, 5 years in college basketball and he ended up going. I was happy for him, but I kind of agree with you. It's the connection to him is kind of faded. It was very big that first time that Kentucky played Providence. That felt like the storyline. And then he really didn't play well at all that game. I think he was 2-9 from the floor. And so I was like, oh, okay, you can't really enjoy that too much because kind of feel bad for him. And then by the time Kentucky played St. John's and he was with St. John's, I'd forgotten about it. The whole Rick Pitino Pope thing was the storyline. It's oh yeah, Bryce Hopkins, forgot about him. So good for him.
I associate Bryce Hopkins with he had a huge breakout game if my memory serves me correctly, it was LSU. Yes.
Yeah.
And Calipari's like, Bryce has earned it. We got to get Bryce out there. And I don't think he played 4 more minutes the rest of the year. It was the ultimate curse. Cal was like, hell yeah, Bryce, you're here. Time to unleash you to the world. And then I don't know if Bryce took his uniform off or his warm-up off the rest of the season. That's how I remember his Kentucky career. He was a highly rated recruit, had a lot of potential, just never got going. And the moment he did get going, it came to an abrupt halt. But good for the two Wildcats, Quaintance and Owe, like we said, great spots. And then it's cool to see Ugo and Bryce get their name called last night. And tonight, in Jack's other favorite sport, he's going to give out his full breakdown of the World Cup. Tonight, at 10 o'clock, we play Turkey. What's what do we call it? Turkey.
Just as weird. I don't get it. Good for them, though.
Drew, I have it pulled up. 16 minutes against LSU, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 5 of 6 shooting. He played 7 more minutes the rest of the season.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I remember the Cal was so thrilled after, like, it's Bryce time. Everybody else is losing minutes, and then nothing. No, we don't have to revisit
Shout out
the
Bryce.
end of that era. But tonight, Turkey. I love that we won the group so early. We look so good, but you only get so many 3, 4, 5 if you're lucky World Cup games every 4 years. And tonight we've done so well. This is absolutely meaningless. In fact, I'm going to try to stay up, but I'm getting up early and driving to Owensboro. I might not even watch it, and I'm a big World Cup guy. So not disappointing that we're in this point, but tonight's match shouldn't be that thrilling. U.S. is resting most of their starters as they should. There's 4 guys who already have a yellow card, so if they were to get one tonight, they could earn a suspension. Captain America, Pulisic, he's been injured, so they're sitting him out. I guess it'll be good to get the bench guys in and get some experience, but as far as the anticipation for this one, it is lacking compared to the first 2. But will either of you tune in at 10 for us versus Turkey what?
I think you're muted, Tyler.
Turkey. Which just sounds weird to say. I'll probably watch a little bit at the beginning. I like all the pageantry with the anthems and the giant flags and all of that. I wish it was just an hour earlier because I'd watch more of it. And I'm even in Central Time, so I'm really being old lady here. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Turkey they're out. They're just playing for pride right now. So I'll probably just be keeping an eye on the other matches because they're a lot more important. Although it looks like if U.S. wins, even if they don't win tonight, they'll play Bosnia in the round of 32. So, and that game would be next Wednesday night in San Francisco. Steven and I just looked it up. So,
yeah, we can actually.
You're gonna watch?
Oh yeah, I just more than anything, just for learning. Because I'm not a soccer guy. I won't even pretend like I am one of those. I have a drink in my hand, and like when a goal happens, I scream at the top. I am like a sports guy whenever it comes to soccer. So tonight I will be doing that, and just kind of just it's like a practice round for me. I get to learn and dive in a little bit and prepare myself for the real stuff of the round of 32. Like I've never seen this in my life. Like this is the first time I ever get to root and support for this. So I'm very, very excited for tonight, and especially starting next week.
Maybe we'll get another confusing offsides call like we did in the last match for that second goal. That was, I know a little bit about soccer, but I'm certainly not an expert. But all of my friends at the table we were watching together at the bar, they're like, explain offsides to me again. Why is that offsides? Wait, it's not offsides. Explain this. And I was like, well, it happens where the person is when the ball is passed to them. And then it just got more and more confusing trying to explain it. It's one of the most confusing rules in sports. I'm convinced.
We're talking about the Alex Freeman goal against Australia. I love that we have Antonio Freeman from the Packer, his kid on the team. That's a cool connection. Also, we've started both first 2 matches getting an own goal from the other team. So maybe tonight, Turkey could kick one in for us. It will be good to get the other guys some experience, but won't have the big names. Jack, to educate you on our team, did you know our star player, we got lucky to even have him at all? Do you know the backstory of that?
Fill me in. I really don't.
His parents were visiting from London. I think they were in Brooklyn. Well, his mom was pregnant, and she went to fly back home, and they wouldn't let her on the plane. They said, "You're too pregnant to go back. We cannot let you on this plane." So she gave birth in New York and then went home. And because he was born here, that's why we're allowed to have him. But if they had let her on the plane, he never could have been with the U.S. national team.
Hell yeah, America. That's what I'm talking about. That's a story right there.
I don't know if it was LaGuardia or JFK, wherever they're flying out of, but we wouldn't have him if they had to said, wait, listen, you're too pregnant to fly out. So he ended up being born here, left right away, and then he ended up deciding to play for our national team. He's our best player. He won't be playing tonight, though. Like I said, we have a lot of seconds.
So how do you determine if someone's too pregnant? Like the story I read, they said her stomach was too big. So did they just like take out the tape measure and they're like, nah. I mean, I know you're not supposed to fly after a certain month.
I feel like that could get really ugly at an airport, especially with like, hey, your gut's too big. Excuse me?
Yeah. I mean, you really don't want to assume anyone's pregnant at all. In fact, I even saw someone the other day, and I was certain they were pregnant, but I did not ask because you don't want to be wrong. I remember one time Matt and I were at doing Tennis Channel stuff. We were at Indian Wells, and we were doing man on the street interviews. And he asked a woman when she's due, and she was not pregnant. And I just started walking and did not look back. And I still have anxiety from that. But she was 7 months pregnant too. It's not even, she was like right up on it. And they were like, nope, can't board the plane. And now we might win the World Cup all because of that.
What Tyler, did they know back then?
Or someone just really rolled the dice on calling her out there at the gate. You mentioned we got a little Bosnia next week. After that, it could be like Egypt or South Korea. It's the equivalent of NCAA tournament, the 1-2 seeds getting knocked out, and we're staring down mid-majors to the Final Four. So we don't want to look too far ahead. As Kentucky fans, we've seen this happen many times before. One match at a time, but the path has opened to where U.S. does have a good path to the quarterfinals where they'd meet Spain. That'd be a different animal. But for now, it's there.
Yeah, the bracket is opening up. It feels like, what year was it in which – I think it was the PJ Washington year where
Loyola Chicago.
It feels like that's what's happening. The bracket is opening up. Hopefully this has a different ending for the team we root for. But yeah, I'm excited. You know, it's so cool to be able to watch the World Cup on our own turf. And we'll talk about it in a minute. But all the fans of all the different countries, I've been obsessed with all those videos. But I'm excited to see what the U.S. fans are like in the round of 32 and the round of 16 if they get there. And obviously, if USA gets past that, Spain will be almost impossible to beat, but it'll be really fun to watch. Now, Drew, I heard you on the radio show. You had talked yourself into the USA winning it all. Are you still there? Okay. Because I'm
not fake on radio, but I might have been performing a little bit.
We're absolutely winning the whole thing. Like,
I mean, we have looked really good. I know the competition hadn't been great, but we've looked better. They're a lot more aggressive than they've ever been. And, you know, as we said, to already be sitting here, still a game left in the group, and it's already locked up. It has been a great start, but we were also USA. I think last I saw, we're still 35-1 to win the whole thing. Maybe we should dabble a little bit on that.
Into the game against Spain, the match against Spain, with that kind of like crazy confidence, right? Because the road will not have been that tough that far. People will get more and more excited. More casual fans will be into it, thinking the USA can actually do something. And the minute, every single minute up until that match, until they play Spain and the ball is kicked, will be awesome. And then we'll worry about what happens after that.
Yeah, hopefully there's not a Kansas State in the way. No Kansas States get us before we get to where it gets fun. Just go and jump right into the fan stuff, though. Honestly, I like watching the World Cup, but watching stuff on Twitter has been much more fun than watching the actual soccer. There are thousands of examples of why the World Cup has been awesome in all these cities, of countries coming over and just completely taking over, and Americans, just the crossover. We saw it early with like Messi playing at Auburn, but now, oh my goodness, is that Norway?
The Dutch are in Kansas City.
Okay, the Dutch. Well, Kansas City, that's our biggest soccer city there is, and anyway, so they've really been embracing it. I saw Scotland last night at the Club 11 in Miami, just going crazy. I'm starting to think none of these people are going home when the World Cup ends, and I kind of hope they don't, because it has just been awesome, them bringing their culture to our cities. When they were in Boston, little things like they climbed up on the statue and put the road cone on his head. It's like we're saying, listen, there's no rules. Have fun in our cities and take over. I mean, look at that. That is madness.
Awesome. And they're all doing things in unison. I think it was the Norway fans who went to the MLB game at Citi Field and were doing like the little dances and the stands.
They're rowing.
Like the conga lines and all that. It's so cool. And they have so much fun with it. Like, I know we love college football and college basketball. We don't have anything like this. It's so neat.
I think the Scott going down the Boston slide, the infamous Boston slide, playing his bagpipes. I think that's the coolest video in the history of mankind.
Have you seen the one of they have yoga in Times Square at like 6 a.m, but they took over doing the rowing on whatever those big steps are in Times Square. So there's like this small group of yoga people in the middle of Times Square, but behind them is just all of the Norway fans rowing early in the morning.
The video of the Norway fans rowing in the stadium, somebody shot it from above. It looks so cool. I'll have to find it and send it to Steven. But yeah, it was awesome. We got Jeff Drummond in the comments. He says Dutch Orange gets in. That is certainly true. Steven's commenting in the comment section says they look like Tennessee fans without the shame. Yes, they are much better than the Tennessee fans. No, but
Are we saying Cape Verde or Cabo Verde? I really need to learn my pronunciation of all these countries.
Whichever you prefer. Cape.
Yeah, whichever you prefer. They were at the airport when they were coming in as I was leaving in Miami, and I thought I was at the match just at the airport. This dude had one of those bullhorn megaphones. Didn't even know you could take those in. I guess you can. Flags. There's clearly they don't know each other because they'll see each other from the other end. They were having parades through all the gates. It made me want to stick around and stay longer, but that's one that hadn't got as much coverage. But seeing it firsthand, I mean, it's just fun watching everyone go crazy. Tyler, I know you've been on the Freddie beat. People are now starting to wonder, how much PTO does this man have? He has been over here what feels like 2 months. I know he's getting taken care of pretty good, but he's got to be running out of laundry and money in his budget. But he's become the star of the World Cup fans coming from Germany.
Yeah, I mean, Europeans get a ton of time off, so I wonder if that's it. I mean, plus, what German boss is going to be like, well, no, I can't give you this time off to go watch your team in the World Cup. I don't know. I was a big fan of Freddie to begin with. I totally believed all of his tweets, didn't think he was fake, but I'm kind of cooling on Freddie, y'all. Like it's getting to be a little much. This is the row at the stadium from overhead. It looks so cool. Like imagine if we did that at a college football game.
Let's just steal it. Let's start rowing at Kroger Field.
I don't know where we would row to or what the connection would be, but I'm all for taking that. But yeah, Freddie, it's just, I feel like his tweets are getting a little too, I don't want to say influenced, but he's, the cynic in me is he's got his monetization on. He's making so much money on these tweets and he's leaning a little bit too into the things that people are responding to, like the awesome parts of America. Like this is the wholesome small town stuff. He drove through a small town in Ohio the other day and was like, this is what we dreamed America would be like. And just every little American flag emoji I see makes me a little bit more cynical because I'm just thinking of how maybe he's just leaning into the algorithm so he can get paid. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just being cynical, but it's been going on so long that I'm skeptical.
Well, he's getting the unbelievable treatment. I mean, it was a few weeks ago, but Ella Langley, he had like backstage passes. They also put him up in a hotel and they had cowboy boots and cowboy hats waiting out for him. And I think it was Toronto he couldn't get to, and people are offering private jets. And American Airlines has like 30 employees working to get him there on time. It's like Freddie is getting whatever he wants in America right now. And it just seems to keep going and going. Eventually this man has to go home, I would think. It was fun when it was a little smaller and organic, like when he first found Buc-ee's in Auburn. Now it's like, he's going to do stuff. Is he our president? We feel like we're one step away from that.
Well, he's got JJ Watt being his agent because JJ Watt, he did a podcast in which he said he's really the only person who knows Freddie's contact info. So companies are just sending JJ Watt offers for Freddie to do stuff. Like Glenlivet, I think, offered Freddie a $24,000 shot of scotch. And Freddie turned it down. Freddie was like, no, I'm not interested. And so JJ Watt takes the offers that he thinks are most interesting and best and sends them to Freddie and says, let me know which ones you want. And to his credit, he has turned down some crazy things, like a $24,000 shot of scotch.
I wouldn't turn that down. I wouldn't turn that down.
How much money do we think he has spent in America? I mean, I know 90% of the stuff that he's doing now is free because he's turned into, an influencer, but that core week where he was just on the road everywhere, I wonder how much did he truly spend?
They were driving around in a Toyota RAV4, so their rental wasn't that expensive. They were eating fast food. They were stopping at places like Buc-ee's. So in a way, they were doing it on the cheap. I feel like all the hotel room pictures they shared were not like fancy hotel rooms. So probably $800. I'm just guessing. I have no idea. I don't know if you got to take out prices for tickets to the match because that will skyrocket it. But
he's probably made more than he spent at this point.
That for 1,000, yeah.
Oh, 100. He's got almost 750,000 followers now.
Good Lord.
I mean, it's insane. Today he had Dunkin' Donuts for lunch. If you're curious, I was just scrolling through his
For
stuff.
lunch. What's on the lunch menu there?
Donuts.
He was
and a drink, that looks like Ryan Lemon would order. So
that's Ryan's favorite. Yeah, Duncan probably paid for that tweet. Good for Freddie, though.
He did. Yeah, like the Wienermobile is offered to take him around, like the Goodyear blimp. It's crazy. So continue.
One more World Cup thing that's been interesting, and maybe the bigger winner than Freddie, ranch. I love that everyone that has come to America has fallen in love with ranch. It's where we've had like TSA put out a statement like stop smuggling ranch onto planes. We have rules.
Yeah.
Go in your check bag. But I guess ranch is pretty awesome. I didn't realize the world wasn't that aware of it. I'm sure they had a little idea, but they're all raving about our ranch. So Hidden Valley must be doing well also.
Yeah, the marketing has been great. I love the packable ranch things. Like even local restaurants in Nashville are getting in on it, and we don't even have World Cup teams here. So I think it's been really fun. Like I love all that stuff. It's silly. At one of the cities where they're hosting games, one of the airlines put a big billboard up, and they're like, "You should go see Italy because they're not coming here." I thought that was kind of funny because Italy didn't make the World Cup. But yeah, all the advertising's been good. I'm a fan.
Who's got great ranch? I'm not just saying it because they're a sponsor. Parlor. Amazing ranch. We focus on the pizza.
Yes.
Don't let other countries find out about Parlor Pizza's ranch or we'll never be able to get in there. I think it comes with my pepperoni bombs I like so much.
Hot honey.
Made
I think
from
I had it
scratch?
a week ago.
Yes, it's homemade ranch. Great stuff. Can't say enough good things about Parlor's ranch. That is a free shout out. If they stop sponsoring, I will continue to mention Parlor Pizza's ranch on every happy hour from now until the end of time. Let's get to our questions. Getting here a little later in the day, almost 5 o'clock. I usually go over. It's nothing like earlier, but 3 weeks ago when we just couldn't stop playing.
Big Blue Roulette. Yeah.
Oh, had a blast. All right, in there asks, since Will Stein appears to be taking ideas for a new Kroger-filled walkout song, what would be your choice? I hate to do this. I kind of wish he'd keep Grove Street. I know it's dated. I know kids today probably don't listen to a lot of Waka Flocka, and Waka Flocka is getting on up there. That song's probably 15 years old now, but it's like the one thing we have. I'm probably in the minority there.
I think they'll find a way to use it for something else. I think they'll incorporate it maybe in the third quarter back when they used to and not make it the walkout song. But I'm cool with him wanting to shake it up as long as he keeps it in some other sort of way.
And I get it. I'm sure high school kids get here and they're like, why are you all listening to Waka Flocka? Like, who listens to that old man? But it is one of the few things the fans have really latched on to lately. But he is changing it.
It was organic. You can't force feed something like that. Like you can't just say, hey, we're going to start a new tradition tomorrow. So I don't know what the alternative would be. It can't be like a John Michael Montgomery, like slow, like it has to be upbeat. It has to be, kind of get the party going, and it's a party kind of, it fits. So I am team Grove Street.
And even old people that don't listen to hip hop have leaned into it. Even they know the words. It's like
it's the party song,
Will is changing a lot.
Mix it and some other things together, maybe just kind of do some kind of mashup.
Ooh, John Michael Montgomery's version of it.
Cover.
Cotton Eye Joe and Grove Street Party. That's it. We got some great suggestions in the comments. Jeff Drummond, who I think is the KSR musical expert, is giving some. Isn't Will Stein like a heavy rock fan? Or did I just make that up? Or he's been playing it at practices and stuff, I feel like.
Good. Maybe some Limp Bizkit. I don't know why I said Limp Bizkit. That came out of nowhere. He's changing
That's
so
heavy
much.
Rock.
He's talked about changing the catwalk. Do you think all roads lead to Lexington will die? Is that going away? Which is John Michael Montgomery.
That's kind of the vibe I was going.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to kill it?
I don't know. Is it okay if I say I hope so? No offense to John Michael Montgomery, but
Jack, you're still a young kid that knows the game. Who are the big hip hop artists these days? I hit the point in my life where I know enough music. I don't need to know new music. I will continue to listen to Lil Wayne, Carter 2, and
Brother
Port of Miami by Rick Ross.
Jesus Walks. So
that's what I was gonna say.
A little problematic these days, but it's a good beat.
No, we're on the come up. We're in a new era. We've cleaned up. We've cleaned up our character.
Maybe they could record one. Stevie Johnson, Marcus McClinton, Raphael Little. They used to put together.
Benny Snell is a rapper right now, so I think that might be.
That's Benny. We love you, but please put the mic down. Goodness, yeah. Does anyone like Benny Snell?
Roger that. I'm a wildcat.
Yeah.
It's not good. I wish Benny the best. He's really embraced the TikToking, but the rap career, I don't know if that's going to take off. That'd be cool to see Benny.
Butler back. Well, my Butler can do something. I don't know. Careless
I'm looking
whisper.
up the most famous rappers of today.
Of today.
Okay, this isn't. Come on, the metal verse. This is not an accurate. Hottest rappers right now.
I'm doing
Too Slimy.
What?
That is not a real person. Stunna Sandy.
Never heard these people. Someone says, "Where's Mario when you need him?" Yeah.
Phoenix.
Oh, Mario doesn't know. I went to the Billboard Top 100, and the number one song is that Toy Story song by Taylor Swift. Maybe that shouldn't be it.
Banger.
Maybe Red's died. A lot of Drake. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have the answers. Is my
Young
answer.
Miami. I thought that was Tyler Hero's nickname.
I did learn of a rapper named Big Moochie Grape recently. He's pretty good, but I don't know if that will get the people going. I don't know if the older people in the crowd or anyone other than me and the person that texted to me would listen to that. But Grove Street's going away, it sounds like. So, but we all vote keep it then, if no one has a better idea.
Down. Yes.
That's
really
fine.
just win games. Beat Bama. You can play whatever you want. Right. Next question. From MT Hall or MThal, however you prefer it. With how many of the top high school basketball recruits we've offered, do we know which ones are the main priorities?
That's a Jack question.
We're still fishing for CJ Rosser. I know that much.
We like CJ Rosser. Marcus Spears is a cousin of Ryan Hampton, so that's obviously one to keep an eye on. I'm not very good at this game. I gotta see the names in front of me. Aiden Diggs is a very serious priority for Kentucky. Reese Alston. There's like the point guard class. There are a bunch of very, very good ones. They don't really care which one they give. They just want one of them. So that group of Reese Alston, Beckham Black, my personal favorite. I think that dude is a dog. Nasir Anderson, like that. We'll get one of those guys, and we're cooking Caden Daughtry. But that's probably the group as of right now. Let's see. That
Beckham Black sounds like a Harry Potter character. That is Harry Potter. Yeah.
We got to watch him to Arkansas. We can't let that happen. That'd be fun to steal him from Cal.
Oh, I'd love it so much. We can't let it happen. But yeah, CJ Rosser, that's probably the top priority, just because I think they have the best traction with him at this stage. You got the random Caleb Uragu news where he visited a surprise visitor. So for backstory, Jacob and I got a message on KSBoard that a top 5 recruit was on campus, and we were like, "Wow, well, that's big news." So we checked in on that with all the top 5 guys. All of them were like, no idea what you're talking about. So we're like, probably, it was more scuttlebutt than scoops. We're like, we'll just let it pass. And then 2 days later, there's the news that this kid's on campus. And it's like, well, he's rated 57th in the country. So we just were a little bit off on the
just forgot ranking. A digit.
Yeah. We were in the right direction, but missed the mark on the ranking. But he's probably going to go to Arkansas. So I wouldn't worry too much about that one.
Jeff Drummond keeps chiming in. Jeff, you keep talking. We're just going to put you on this and make you show your face. But he said a too old moment for him was he covered Marcus Spears. There you go.
Wow. That's awesome.
Freedom Hall, too.
Wagyu.
Nice.
Maybe Jeff should pick the rap music.
Did I see a picture of Spears and Ryan Hampton fishing or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sticking with the theme.
Yeah.
Whatever
works. Beard, fishing, all of it. That sounds great. Just keep doing well. Danhausen, Cathausen.
Listen, if Pope can land roster, I think we all need to rock the bucket hat that Pope had on their fishing trip.
We'll have Ryan Lemon do the interviews again. He can ask him.
Tyler, please tell that story quickly. That's one of my favorite KSR memories.
They used to do these little scrums in the preseason where each outlet got to like ask all the players questions, and we had Ryan do it for a couple years. I don't really remember why, if it was just here, do this, Ryan, or if he was the only one available, or he's pretty good at stuff like this from time to time. And all he did, I think it was the 2015 team, was ask him if they went fishing. It was not just like that question. It was countless questions about fishing. It's like, what's the biggest fish you ever caught? Where's your favorite place to fish? Did you fish with your dad? And it's like, Ryan, like, did you just not do any prep, or do you just, this is all you want to talk about? I'm like, I love it.
I think 13 out of 13 players said, I don't fish. And he just continued to pursue. It's like, have you ever thought about fishing? Would you like to go sometime?
You want to go with me?
It's not like with Rosser where there's actually a fishing background where you would put that in your notes. Like, I should ask about fishing. Ryan just woke up and decided to talk about fishing at the one-on-one interviews. I missed those. Jack, did you ever get to do them? They got rid of it right as you were.
That was the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander Booger year.
Yeah. God, I've been meaning to post that. Mario actually went back and watched it. It's still on YouTube, but we interviewed Shea. We would get one-on-ones for people that don't know. Like a media member would sit in a chair, and then the players would rotate, and you'd get like 10 minutes with each one. So it's a true one-on-one. You don't have the big news people putting the mic or people fighting over questions. You got a one-on-one interview with everybody on the team. And Shea had the biggest booger in his nose, and I should have told him. In hindsight, I should have told him, but I was like, do I tell this kid who's obviously nervous that he's just got this booger swinging? Had no idea he'd go on to be a 2-time MVP. Probably would have pulled out his nose and kept it, put that on eBay or something. But that was,
I found the video, Steven. We got to play part of it because this is going to make me laugh.
Oh, you found it? Please play.
I did. All right, I'm sending it to Steven.
Oh, I love Ryan Lemon.
And you can see what our videos used to look like before we had Steven, when it was me and Drew running our own YouTube channels and uploading videos to them.
Oh, I love that the whole video is committed to fishing. Oh,
that's great. Some of the other questions he asked: what character did you play in a school play? Who's the best singer on the team? Who's your dream golf foursome? Okay, here we go.
We had graphics.
Whoa.
I worked hard on those.
Kentucky for a couple of years. Surely you went fishing, didn't you?
I went fishing. I never caught anything, though.
I don't fish. Not one guy has caught a fish yet.
I actually did, but I don't really fish. I caught a fish camping one day, but I mean, it was pretty small. I mean, it's not something to brag about.
I love Carl.
Probably not that big. Probably 6 pounds. I don't know.
If you grew up in Indiana, I know you've been fishing.
Yeah, I haven't. I didn't go that often.
Daryl Bird in the back.
I mean, of all the teams to ask about fishing.
It was like the size of my leg, and I was a child, and I did it with my dad. And I think he kind of just gave me all the props, and he did it. But I was really excited for it. Yeah. Bass. I forgot how big it was, but I was at my friend's cottage, and it was my first time fishing. They said it was like crazy that I caught that.
Got a picture of it. Phone's in the locker room. I don't know, like 4 feet long.
What is it?
Todd.
It was a.
He's now a
new dad.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Todd Maria.
No, this was at the lake. I don't remember what it was.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I'll find out and get back to you.
I don't really remember, but I mean, I caught I don't really know fish. It was this big. That's all I can say. All right, catfish.
It's in Richmond, Kentucky. I know you've
Good
been
old
fishing.
Dominique.
This is riveting stuff, Ryan.
I don't think it was.
Hard-hitting questions.
It's probably,
All right, that's enough of Ryan with fishing. I love the team that almost went undefeated. He's got Carl Anthony Towns there. You fish? You're from Indiana.
Devin Booker answering questions about fish is just great. Carl's answer was great, though. I missed that team.
Oh, let's get a few more questions in. Hopefully not about fishing, unless that's what's next. In there, with the increasing correlation between team rebounding and team success, especially in the tournament, do you all think Pope and the staff will value that more in future high school portal recruiting? I got to read that again.
That was certainly the name of the game in college basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Let's all focus. I'm still laughing at fishing. Everyone read it to themselves.
So valuing team rebounding.
Teams that rebounded did.
Got it. Yeah, it took me a long way to get there. Yes,
of
course. Rebounding has been big. They're asking, will Pope put a bigger emphasis in recruiting rebounders? We just took the long way to get there.
I mean, sure. I'm just glad that that everybody in the room was struggling the same way I was. I'm like, man, I am not. And I have to answer this. This is going to be the biggest BS answer of all time. I have no idea what I'm saying.
Who's going to be the leading rebounder on this team? Probably just Malachi.
Malachi's wanting to be like the number one rebounder in college basketball this year. He's setting the goal high. But yeah, just generally speaking, I think that's been a weak point at times for Kentucky, and I think Pope, like Malachi, Justin McBride, I think they're all high level rebounders. Big Frank, we obviously know he can rebound the ball. So I think it. I don't know if it'll be more or less moving forward, but I know he values that whenever he's pushing for kids in the Portland high school ranks. So sure.
And Pope's offense, he likes to pull the center out. So naturally the rebounding is going to be down a little bit, at least on the offensive end. He doesn't get many of those big bruisers, although we got Big Frank in there growling at people. But with minutes, I think Malachi. I'm still laughing at Ryan's fishing questions. I'm trying to talk about rebounding. I'm sitting here giggling. I'm glad the camera's not on me because I'm trying to focus on this. But I just have Carl's face in my mind. Like, why is this guy asking me about fishing? All right, what's next?
We could keep playing the hits. We've got Ryan Lemon asked each UK basketball player for their Coach Cal impersonation. I mean, there's just countless. Okay, back to the questions. I'm sorry.
No, please. I'm much more interested in Ryan's media day memories. All right, 2 questions. Is this Madison? Or no, it's literally 2 questions. Now, we got to get it together, at least me. Here we go. Are we adding any more players to the basketball team? And is there any updates on Nicola?
These seem related.
I would not put my money on Kentucky for Kusturica right now, but I don't think it's a totally dead thing. I think the Michigan, the way that unfolded, how abrupt that was, and how serious he was about Michigan, how serious Dusty was about Nicola, I think that definitely kind of threw a wrench into things and at least gave Kentucky a chance for the door to be reopened a little bit. But I think the train is pretty far down the tracks with UCLA. Apparently, again, and I don't understand this at all, but apparently he has some weird fascination with Mick Cronin and just kind of how he's an MFer and just knows that he'll treat him like a Serbian and like has the European kind of like no nonsense approach. I don't love it. I'm not a Mick Cronin guy, but hey, that's apparently what has resonated with this kid. So we'll see. I don't think it's dead yet, but we're trending toward a death, if you ask me. And if they're going to add any other players, I haven't heard of any in particular. I know Pope has explored it, but I do think that he likes the group that he's got right now.
Don't understand why somebody would be fascinated with Mick Cronin, but have fun in LA.
On the next one, just to speed things up, assistant coach, any updates? Who asked? McKee 10?
I continue to hear international over, like, I don't think they're ruling out I think they're just not as optimistic on Jamal Crawford. Just kind of like, hey, it's always been a pipe dream. We'll leave it open in case he does want to move forward with it. But I keep hearing the international buzz pop up. So I would probably lean that direction. I don't think there is an individual imminent hire of a specific name. I know Pope has been eyeing the international rules and how the 5-for-5 would impact that, and the all of Will Wade's players be declared eligible, and if they can, then we need to figure out how to build rosters with 28-year-olds who have 2 kids. So,
Tyler, what's the video you tried to send me? I can't even pull it up. What's it called?
It's titled. I'm going through all my old videos. It's titled Ryan Fail, and I sent it to you all thinking we could play it, not noticing it was private. And so I can make it unlisted. So the description, Ryan Lemon asked Marcus Lee about the time he felt him up at Keeneland.
Yes. Get that thing unlisted, and we are just going in.
Are we sure?
Yeah. No, I'm in. I think this is what happy
Nobody's
hour is made for.
Right.
Yeah. This is why we happy hour. And I'm not even blue razzing today, and I'm over here giggling.
Now let's see if I can send it.
While we wait for Steven to pull that up, unless you are in a hurry, I know we've run a little long. Oh, does he have it? I'll wait. I was going to bring up another topic.
Oh, I had to hit save. Sorry. Editing videos from 15 years ago, 12 years ago. Okay, it should play now.
Before we had Steven, we would just use the basic iMovie templates.
Nothing wrong with that.
We were doing our best.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
I have no idea what this is.
Keeneland, and I felt you up at
Whoa.
Keeneland with Matt Jones and those guys. You were with EJ, and I was telling a story. It's a long story.
Wait, hold on.
Oh my God.
Keeneland, and I felt you up at Keeneland with Matt Jones and those guys. You were with EJ, and I was telling a story. It's a long story.
I mean, Marcus has no idea what to say there. Who would?
What? Yeah. What would you even say to that? I love it. So, okay. That's why that was private. Maybe I'll make it private again. That's so random. Oh.
That's horrible.
A special happy hour treat. Oh, should we just end
Yeah,
there? I was going to
wimpy.
talk about the tiny house on water, but that was a pretty good ending. Do you all care about the tiny house on water?
Steven does.
Yeah, come on. Steven wanted this to be a topic. Pull it up.
So how do you get to it? Do you have
All
to
right.
ride that paddleboard out there?
The guy had to take a plane. I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings, by the way, because KSBoard is next door. And that's anyway. So the guy had to take a plane, then take a boat, and it's closer to Cuba than it is Florida. So I don't know if I could do it, but it's kind of wild. It's like an Airbnb out in the ocean.
That's
So
what I was
it's
confused by.
anchored,
So
Yeah.
someone owns it and you rent it?
Yes.
Huh.
They just laid claim to setting it out, I guess, open waters, do whatever you want. I'd do it. I'm probably good for a week. Does it have internet?
I get motion sick, so I don't think I could do it.
It doesn't have internet, but it does have air conditioning. It's got a DVD player. It's got you saw a bathroom, and there are sharks around there, so it's fun. You can swim with the sharks.
Yeah, that's a blast.
I did see the DVD that they have available for you to watch is Titanic. I wouldn't have gone with that. Oh, there we go. There it was. Saw it in that clip. I don't know if it had Elon's Starlink internet that works anywhere. I think I could do it. I need my YouTube TV and to scroll a little bit, but I could do a week out there. What about you, Jack?
I'm definitely down. I'm I'll try new things. I'm adventurous. I'm like, somebody asked me to jump off a building into a lake or something. I'm like, yeah, screw it. What, YOLO. So I would definitely do it and probably feel dumb afterward when I get seasick and a storm hits or just some ridiculous stuff. I know I would have that type of luck when I went, but I would absolutely give it the old college try.
I would be more worried about a storm than the sharks. Sharks, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about them. As long as I'm not bleeding everywhere and showing fear. They won't worry about me. I won't worry about them. But a bad storm in that could go pretty south. I'm thinking about those you see where it's like the big boats that almost capsize in the ocean. That house doesn't look like it'd take that. I'd do it.
Wonder if you
Steven?
could drive at places. Like, does it have like a motor? Or are you just floating out
Yes.
there?
Just row.
It is anchored somehow, but there is a motor, so like you could technically drive it away. So take it all the way to Cuba.
KSR road trip. Steven, you want to go? We can
Let's
film
go.
it.
That'd be fun. Hey, be some good content.
We can come back and tell Ryan about all the fish we caught. It'd be fun. Well, thanks for another fun happy hour. Tonight, USA plays Turkey. It doesn't matter, but it always matters when America's playing. So tune in, 10 o'clock on Fox. More Kentucky basketball coming from today's interviews on KSR. Who knows? A fun time. Maybe I'll take a stab at old Microsoft Paint, dust off the old Microsoft Paint mouse and try to draw my own. If not, I'll make South Park characters of all of you all. But it was another fun one. Thank you to Country Boy. Thank you to Parlor Pizza. Be sure to go get their ranch. Tyler, enjoy the rest of your beer. It was a fun one. We'll see you next time.